Hi there, Janet Fritz here for Galaxy Girl Creations. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to Scrapping on a Ship. I am doing cruise photos all month long. I'm also participating in Paw Your Way into Our Hearts, which is a pet-themed hop. And May I Scraplift You? I am using different scrap lifts or different layouts for inspiration. My inspiration today comes from Gwen over at Cut to You, and her Instagram is created by Gwen. She actually owns Cut to You, which is a cut file shop. They also offer several different other things like acrylic and stencils, and I think stencils. Anyway, she offers a whole bunch of different stuff. You gotta go check her out. I will put links down below to her shop. This cut file is actually from her shop. It's called Falling Leaves. I thought it was really a great cut file for my layout today, which I'm doing cruise photos, and so my leaves would be more tropical than like a fall leaf, but I don't think these ones are so descript that they look like they are necessarily fall. So I'm using the cut file. She's got a cut file on her layout that I pulled inspiration from. She also has some stencil work going on, and she has some strong vertical lines. So I'm going to use this washi from the Spectrum Sherbert collection from 49 and Market. I'm tearing the edge of it. I'm also working in a different format, a 6x12. And I am going to fold that washi in half because I'm going to do the front and the back of this layout, or this 6x12. And so I'm now ripping the opposite side of the washi so I can just fold it over and it has a nice torn edge. Now my photos, I know I said I'm doing cruise photos, which I didn't take my pet on the cruise, but I am actually documenting some animals that we saw on the cruise rather than an actual pet. So while we were in Coco Cay having lunch, there were chickens running around. So I'm going to have one side that is for the chickens, and that is going to be this side, and that I'm using this coral colored paint from Hobby Lobby. And then I'm also using this one called, I believe, Celery. It is also from Hobby Lobby, and this one is really like a yellow, super yellowy green. And this side is going to document this huge lizard that we saw. It might be an iguana. I don't know. I don't know all my lizards. So, yeah. But yeah, he was in a tree, and my friend Janet, the other Janet, I was gonna say my other friend Janet, she captured the picture of the iguana, and so I'm definitely going to document that because that's pretty cool. And I am just adding a little bit of water to my paint here, picking up a little bit more of it and tapping it off to create kind of a mottled effect. I am going to use that same stencil on the reverse side of of the green. So it's going to be on both sides, and then I'm going to cut this cut file up and have it peeking out from under my photos. I'm just kind of figuring out where I want to cut it right now. I'm eventually going to pull out my pencil here and just mark it so I don't accidentally cut it in the wrong spot when I pick it up. And so I'm kind of marking it, and I'm trying to cut some of these leaves along the edge so it doesn't look like there's a cut, so it looks like it was actually the cut file came that way, just in case I want to use them elsewhere. The parts that are tucked in I don't really care about, but the other leaves that are left I do care about because I may want to use them elsewhere and not have them look like there's a big chop mark out of them. So just kind of doing the same thing, figuring out where I want to use them. I'm also going to try and figure out if I want to leave them white or if I want to color them. I am not going to back them. I knew that right off. I wasn't going to back them with any paper because I have the mixed media going on. I didn't feel like they really needed to be backed. So I tried putting a little pumice stone on them just to kind of graze them up a little bit, if graze is a word. But I didn't really like it, so I took more of that celery paint, I think it's called celery, and I am just tapping my ink applicator tool into it and then tapping it off on the cut file. So once I decide I like it, I'm going to go ahead and do the entire cut file like that. And had I thought about it, I would have put a separate sheet of paper underneath to capture all of that pouncing that I'm doing and to capture the leftover paint with the outline of the leaves because it looks really cool on my glass mat right there. And it's going to look even cooler when I do all of the rest of it. But I didn't think to do that, and it probably wouldn't have come out the same anyway because I'm sure it would have moved, and I don't know, it just probably wouldn't have come out as great, but it looks really cool on the glass mat, and it would be an awesome technique to use. So I'm going to go ahead and just finish getting those all inked up so I have it for both sides. While I finish that up, don't forget to check out what MK is doing over on her channel. I believe she is playing along with the Paw Your Way into Our Hearts hop, as well as using Beachy, not Beachy, cruise photos. I think she might be using the same photos today because we did kind of pair up what kind of photos we were using for each day, but we did not pair up any other like supplies or anything or inspiration because that was just a lot. That would have been a lot. And her kit's different than my kit because we've already used everything that was in the class except for a few leftovers. And we definitely had to add more to our kits because we have way more layouts than what we did in class, which seems like there shouldn't be that many because I think we did 16 pages, 16 12 by 12 pages, and a bunch of inserts. So yeah, it was quite a large amount to do in a short amount of time, but we did also have a Zoom afterwards that people could work on them together. And then of course we had instructions and video instructions, so written and video. Yeah, lots of stuff that we put together for this particular cruise, and we're doing it all again in 2025, and I'm super excited about that. MK and I just went and looked at the excursions for 2025, and we're really excited to do a few fun things, and some of them with other people that have already booked on this upcoming trip in February, next February. So if that's something that sounds fun and interesting to you, there's a link down below that you can check that out as well. Or you can just go to Cruise and Crop and look at the upcoming cruises. It is for Scrapping on a Ship in 2025. So now that I've got all of those leaves down behind this big old lizard, I'm going to go ahead and tuck in a bit of ephemera, and I am using some more corrugated cardboard paper because we are using that kind of here and there throughout the album. I seem to be using quite a bit, but I also have flattened out a lot of it using my brayer, and then I do run my not so juicy walnut stain ink applicator over the top, so it just gives it a little more definition on those ridges, picks up the ink a little bit more, grunges it up. And I'm really liking how this is coming together. I wasn't really quite sure what I was going to use as far as embellishments, but I'm really happy with this so far. That little wordy phrase bit there was cut out of a 2x2, I believe. And I've got a few of those 2x2s left over, so I think I'm going to cut another one of those up. There's a pink one there that says just Beachy that I'm going to cut up. And then that flower that is laying on my desk, that is a die cut. I just found a piece of paper in my scrap bin that was very similarly colored and ran it through my die cut machine. It is a hibiscus flower, and I will have to cut a new stamen for it because I don't know what happened to the stamen for it. So I'm going to cut a new stamen, and I will ink that up as well in a little bit of a darker coral color, probably saltwater taffy. Yes, saltwater taffy, to kind of finish that flower off because it looks like it's missing its center. Okay, so now I've got the back side done. I don't know which one's the back side. I've got the lizard side done. Now I'm doing the chicken side, and you can see there's a bench, a red bench in that photo at the bottom. We're just sitting having lunch, and the chickens are just milling about. People are playing volleyball on the opposite side, and they don't really seem to care. They seem like they are pretty people friendly. I mean, they didn't come right up to our table, but they're pretty close, and they don't seem to be bothered with humans or anything. So I don't know, maybe it's just a thing in tropical climates that the chickens just run free, because that's how it was in Kauai as well. They just kind of are there. So anyway, it was kind of cool. It was fun to see, and you know, we had to document some of the animals on our trip. I do know that I do have dolphin photos from our dolphin excursion, and those are not going to be done this month. I'm going to do them after this month, so probably in June. And those are and pirate photos also. Pirate photos, because we visited a pirate museum, and so I'm definitely going to be doing more after this month is over. And this is this little stamen here. I didn't make you watch cutting it. I think it's called a stamen, but I did ink it up. I used the same paper to cut it, and then just added ink to darken it up a bit. And then I'm going to go ahead and put that up at the top of this layout, just to kind of finish it off and bring some of that coral color up to the top. And you know what? Maybe I didn't use saltwater taffy. I may have used abandoned coral. I think so, because that looks too dark to be saltwater taffy. At any rate, it's just a darker shade of the color that's already going on. Now, I thought about using this word that says beachy, but that little doily piece that I fussy cut says just beachy on it, and I thought that would be super redundant. So I'm not going to use the piece that says beachy, but I am going to put the just beachy down here in the corner, because there's something in the photo that I should have zoomed out, but just in the very corner there's like, I don't know if it's somebody's shoulder or a sweatshirt or something, but it's kind of blue, and I wanted to cover that up. I didn't need that in the photo. I probably could have edited the photo before, but I didn't think to do that. I didn't even notice it until I was putting the layout together. So adding more corrugated paper, and I am adding a little heart, a foam heart, to finish it off in the corner, and then I've added brads in each of my embellishment areas. That is it, you guys. Don't forget to go check out Created by Gwen on Instagram. You can also check out the Cut to Use shop. She's got all kinds of amazing stuff in there. I do love her cut files, and I've used several of them over the years. And this one is from her, and I really enjoyed using it. Thank you so much for the inspiration, Gwen. I really appreciate it. And there are links to her channel and her Instagram and her shop down below for you, so you can find that easily. Thank you guys for spending time with me. I really do appreciate it, and I will be back again tomorrow with another video, so come back and see me then. And hit the thumbs up button if you enjoyed this video, if you don't mind, and don't forget to subscribe if you're not subscribed. I'll see you guys again tomorrow. Bye-bye.